Sorry I'm home so late, love. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is this actually the first time we've seen each other all weekend? No, you were on shift all Friday. Yeah, that was this week. You're thinking about last week. Mm-mm. You were in bed by the time I made it home Saturday, and I left before you got up today. Oh my god, it is the first time we've really seen each other all weekend. That. That's something. Oh my god, what a weekend it's been. I'm glad it's over. I mean, it's been good, but I'm glad. Yeah, that's what held me up tonight. I was just filling her in on how I felt it all went from my perspective. And then we just got to talking. And it was nice. No, she's fine, I think. I mean, she still doesn't look okay. She's still kind of off kilter, but she looked more like the Hope I met than she has in the last 3 weeks. That spark in her has still been there, but it was guttering. And it isn't anymore. It isn't as bright as it should be, but it's steady. And that's a start. She's gonna find her feet and be fine. And I'm gonna help her get there as much as I can. As much as she'll let me. What was that for? I mean, hey, kiss me all you want. I've missed you this weekend. But why? What are you talking about? I'm fine. I mean, I'm tired, but that's to be expected. It's late and I've been going all day long. Fine. I'm annoyed that I'm tired, but it is what it is. Because I shouldn't be tired, not after the weekend I had. It wasn't even that bad. Everything went off without a hitch while Hope was gone. No problems, no issues. Well, no real ones, anyway. Not the point. All I did was essentially hold down an emotional fort and assure people that they could trust me. That isn't exactly groundbreaking, life-changing work. And it's only exhausting because of the emotional expenditure it required to do it so many times. Not because of anything that was actually taxing or harmful or anything that was actually emotionally burdensome or difficult to manage. Okay, look, the stick up Olivia Wilkinson's ass, which I knew she would have, and I even told you as much, absolutely does not count as an issue. Besides, I'm a Beaumont. My family's been doing this for literal centuries. It's practically in our fucking blood. And even if my parents wouldn't let me actually hold any power that was worth a damn, they still raised me to be able to wield it. They still raised me with the expectation that I'd someday step into their shoes, and they taught me accordingly. So this weekend, it's. It should. It's nothing. It's a blip. All I did was what I've been trained and prepared to do literally my whole life. You think I'm getting out of this weekend without hearing from my parents? Oh, I wish I had that kind of optimism in me. They called at the end of every day for what essentially felt like status reports. How did the day go? Were any of the pack members testing boundaries or disregarding my authority as beta? What's my plan in case that happens, especially considering my alpha isn't here? Am I showing that I'm a reliable, competent beta? My God, it was awful. But at least it was only the once a day. And if that is the most stressful part of my weekend, which it was, that's still a calm weekend in the grand scheme. It did make me realize something, though, and oh God, I can't believe I hadn't seen it before, but I think Dad always thought I'd come back. There was just something, I don't know, not perfunctory, but detached and almost performative in the way he asked me how I felt about it all each day. He's still hurt, and that's just frustrating to me. He's absolutely allowed his feelings, don't get me wrong, but I'm also not responsible for them or for how he chooses to react to the decisions I've made with my life. Maybe I'm just being hypersensitive, or maybe I'm just more tapped out than I want to acknowledge or admit, so my tolerance is thin and my judgment is skewed, but it honestly felt like he was trying to put that on my shoulders, even if he didn't mean to. Of all the things I've picked up and managed lately, that one is absolutely not mine to carry. And I refuse to, even if it hurts his feelings. I'm okay with that boundary. But that doesn't mean his calls with Mom, asking nonstop questions and offering rapid fire advice in the background of every single one, weren't still exhausting. Truly, honestly, though, the calls were the worst of it. And while it's definitely stepped up to a whole new level with my new position in the pack, the behavior itself isn't new. They've been this way for years. I'm used to it. Inoculated. Oh my God, you did not just make a doctor joke. Of course you did. God damn it. Oh, and it made me laugh. Fine. I admit it. There honestly wasn't much else. The only other big thing was that Rachel and I met for lunch, and that was nice. I don't know that she and I had actually spent much one-on-one time before. I mean, I know her, but I honestly don't think we'd ever gotten together without at least a couple of other pack members there, too. We had some really good conversation, but it did feel like the first half hour was her interviewing me for a job I already had. Well, I expected it. I really did. I'm not exactly an unknown quantity, but I'm not a known one either. Not in this capacity. And what is known about me, especially by someone with roots as deep as Rachel's, it's like I said, there would be people who were unsure about me, if only because I've ostensibly run from responsibility once already. I did, and I meant it. She honestly is really sweet, and the conversation was really good. Once we got past the initial guarded wariness, which I completely understood. She loosened up a lot, actually, when the conversation turned to how I feel about inclusivity within shifter magic communities. I think it was a case of she liked me as a person, but was afraid of how I might influence Hope as the beta. I mean, it's been the ongoing gripe I've had with my parents, really. One way in their personal lives, and then another in the realm of pack leadership. It ended up being one of the most fulfilling conversations I've had on the topic in a long damn time. But it took so much work to get there. I was ready for that work. I stepped into this role knowing it would happen, and I was fully prepared to shoulder it. I still am, because the end result was worth it. Rachel has full faith in me now, and we had such a great talk. And we had the opportunity to learn that we see eye to eye on so much. I'm grateful for that, but but I also think maybe I underestimated how much it was going to take out of me to have to continually prove myself. That I would just need to be myself, and that it would be enough. And it was, but it was somehow so much more complicated than that. It was being myself and working past defenses at the same time. Maybe I shouldn't be so frustrated with myself that I'm exhausted. Maybe I deserve to be tired, even though nothing big happened on paper. I don't know. No, Hope told me to take tomorrow for myself. I plan to do exactly no actual work, and there's no pack shit that needs to be handled. Why? I'm always down for a beach day, but the idea of celebrating getting through this weekend just feels self-aggrandizing. I didn't really do anything worth celebrating. All I did was show up to Liam's send-off and meet with a couple of pack members. I didn't save people's lives. Well, I didn't. That's your job, love. I mean it. The idea of celebrating successfully doing what I was literally trained to do for as long as I can remember just feels weird. It would be like if I suggested celebrating the fact that you, I don't know, successfully parked a car in an overcrowded parking lot. Was it something that took some effort and patience? Sure. But was it something that deserves special recognition? Not really. It feels the same to me. I just did what I had to do. What I should do as a beta. That's all. Mm. 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 Baby, you're playing dirty. I am not. Okay, maybe I'm deflecting some. Fine. In the interest of saving your sanity, and seeing you in swimwear, which will do wonders for my sanity, maybe a beach day is just what the doctor ordered. Right now, though, I desperately need a date with my pillow. Are you tired enough to come to bed? Because it would be really nice to fall asleep cuddled up with you. I've missed being in your arms. Thank you, love. Now let's head to bed before I fall asleep standing up.